Hi Fragrance fam, this is Tracy with 3-Wick Thesis. It is Friday, it's the end of January, and with that comes my Empties video. I have some empties to share with you. I have, 9 of the 3-wick jars. I have a 2-wick jar from Yankee, 3 single wicks, and then a mini from Yankee that I want to share. These won't be full reviews, just give you some insight into the scent notes, whether or not I rebought, whether or not I recommend. And then I'll also give you some tips or tricks that I use in terms of repurposing empty jars. I don't know that I'd necessarily say these are pro tips. These are just things that I'm kind of still figuring out. I think they can be fun and good, so I'm going to share those with you. I also want to highlight, I've got this stack back here behind me of candles. That is my February burn rotation, and I am going to post that video tomorrow. In general, each month, my husband and I go through our candle collection. We kind of shop our collection and we decide which candles we want to put in our burn rotation for the month. And we usually base it off of either things like we're trying to use up a couple of candles, or we just get a sense or like a vibe of what we think the month is supposed to be or feel like, and then we'll choose those candles to focus on getting through. It gives us a sense of purpose. It gets us excited about the next month. Like, I'm really excited about my February burn rotation. But it also, I think, just really gives us the opportunity to focus on particular scents. We do still burn other ones that we enjoy. It's just that tends to be our focus. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with my first candle. And I'm going to show you a full one because this is one that I bought multiples of because I like it so much. This is a Yankee candle, 2-wick candle, and it's called Nitro Cold Brew from the Cafe collection that came out. I think it was like late summer, early fall. They had several candles in this series. This was a part of my coffee research, which I am going to try to get that video posted by the end of next week. I bought it really searching for a coffee scent, and for me this is one of the clear winners that I'm going to go into more depth on in my research video. Scent notes on this are coffee beans, foamed milk, and sugar, and it really does just smell like a cup of coffee with some milk in it, which is exactly what I was looking for. It actually burns pretty clean. The throw is decent considering it's a Yankee, which I also tend to call AKA scentless candles. And I am giving you the full jar because I repurposed the empty. And I'll explain to you what I did. So I have all these tools that I use. I have little tweezers that I use to pull out, the different parts of the wick that fall into the hot wax. I have a wick dipper that I use to extinguish my candles. I have my electric lighter, which, by the way, if you're looking for one of these, I got this for $5 from Kalamazoo Candle Company. They also have grab bags, which are pretty fun. So I grabbed a grab bag and picked up a couple of these for my husband and I. That's also where I got the wick dipper from. So I recommend them. They have some affordable tools you can get. This is just like a gardener's tool, the tweezers. And then I also have the wick trimmer. This is from, is it Voluspa? I feel like I always say it wrong. Volupsa? Whatever. That's where this comes from. Too expensive, but it works really well and stays sharp. And I used my empty to store all of these tools because they're all kind of lengthy and just cumbersome if they're all just kind of laying around the counter. It also is incentivizing me to burn more of these candles from Yankee because I want one of these for my desk where I have more of these tools, which are currently in a 3-wick jar. You'll notice it doesn't quite work as well. And I also want another one for my husband's desk because he's got kind of the same situation that I have going on. So all I did was freeze the wax, take it out of there, and then wait for the jar to come to room temperature, filled it with boiling water, and that removes all the excess wax. I pour it outside though because I don't know what this would do to a drain if you have wax you're pouring down the drain. And then I just wipe it out with paper towel and it gets it really nice and clean. So that's one way that I repurpose. And I also highly recommend this candle. The second one that I'll share with you is from Goose Creek. This is an empty I finished off from my Christmas burns. This is the Marshmallow Snowcream. I know I've mentioned this multiple times. It is one of my favorite candles. This is probably number 1 or number 2 from Goose Creek that I really like. Scent notes are marshmallows, vanilla cream, sweet sugar, and creamy gelato. Yeah, just a really pleasant scent. Burned this all the way down to the bottom. You'll know, and I do let them self-extinguish. I know people say that that's dangerous, but I've never had an issue. The day will come, I'm sure. But I also burn them on fire-resistant surfaces, so if it were to explode and make a mess, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I'd have to clean it up, of course. So this one was a Christmas one. This was also designed by Kent over at the Candle channel. Beautiful candle, illuminates really well. I ended up buying 2 or 3 of these, maybe 4, post-Christmas clearance with Goose Creek when they went on sale. So that's another one that I have backups of. I also finished up another one from Goose Creek called Vanilla Snowman, and this one was really fun to burn because it has this is see-through here. So when it was burning, it would illuminate and kind of looked like a glowing sunset or glowing background. Plus the jar is just really cute, kind of cartoonish, has the snow globe. It's pretty, it's got snowflakes on there. And this one, the scent notes were creamy vanilla bean, marshmallow fluff, and sugar. So similar scent notes to the marshmallow Snowcream, but they do not compare. This one also, I let self-extinguish, got all the way to the bottom. It didn't burn well. So I got maybe halfway through and it just continued to dud out. I had to keep pouring wax out to get it to stay alive. And there's some soot there inside the jar. I think you can kind of see that tinge, the brown tinge around the top of the edge there. So it was also sooting despite not having a high enough flame to maintain a steady burn to get through the wax. I did not repurchase this one. Honestly, I probably won't buy it even if it comes out next year, just because of the quality, and also it was similar to Marshmallow Snowcream, but nowhere near as good. So it's not a repurchase for me. Another Christmas one I finished up from Goose Creek is Happy Jolly Fun. This was one of the Frosty the Snowman or Snowman series that came out. Love these jars. Really pretty when it's illuminated. Nostalgic. Makes me think of my childhood. The scent notes on this one are winter berries, fresh vanilla cream, and pure sugar cane. This one was just a really nice, kind of sweet with a subtle hint of fruitiness. It wasn't like a jammy fruitiness. It was definitely more of a red berry, a little bit tart. But the sugar in it, the sugar cane and the vanilla cream helped to really balance it out. I also found it to be refreshing in comparison to some of the heavy pine and heavy spice candles that I was burning during Christmas. So it was still lingering at the end of the season, focused the first half of January on finishing this one up. I'm going to miss it. I did pick up another one for backstock during the post-Christmas sale. Just one, but I probably should have bought more in hindsight because this is a really nice candle. Now this one I have also used and repurposed. I had a Witch's Brew candle, large jar, the paraffin wax in the apocryphy jars from Yankee break. And so I removed the wax from inside the large jar. Originally I had wicked this and thought I would burn it. However, the wicks traveled, doesn't feel safe to me, so I'm lamping it instead. So that's another way that you can repurpose your empties. You can either fill them with wax chunks and melt them under a lamp, or you can just take a candle that you received broken, remove the insides, and plop it back into the empty jar. So there's another tip for how to use empty jars after you have used up all the candle. Okay, so another one I finished up is from Bath&BodyWorks. This is the Feliz Navidad candle. Came out I want to say October. I originally bought this. Now you'll notice that there's something in here. And this leads to my next tip for how to use up empties. Isn't this pretty? It kind of looks like those like craft sand things we used to do as kids where you'd layer in the sand to make it pretty. This is actually wax. So when I have an empty jar, what I'll do is I'll often put it under the warmer to make the wax liquefy. And then I pour it out into what I'm calling a Frankenscent candle. Because There's the winter wax. Okay, so this is the winter candle, which I'll introduce in just a minute. Melted it, poured it into the top layer there. So each level that you're seeing here, each layer of like sediment, is a different scent of wax. And there's no wick in here, it's wickless, but I plan on putting it under the lamp. And as you can imagine, it could have some really interesting scents as these leftover waxes blend and start to melt together. Could also just be really weird and unpleasant. And the only real fear that I have about making these is that if it's amazing, I won't be able to replicate it. This is literally a one and done unique combination that I think is fun because it also represents my burn cycle, right? This is my January burn cycle right here, or at least most of it. I couldn't fit all of the wax in there. So again, fun way to repurpose, no wick, just you have to have a lamp to be able to do this. So the scent notes on the Feliz Navidad candle are spiced Mexican chocolate, masa, caramel, piloncillo, steamed milk. And this one really to me just kind of smelled like a Mexican mocha, but without espresso. It had the chocolate notes, it had the spiciness from the cinnamon that you get with a Mexican hot chocolate. The masa came through as kind of a sweet corn smell, but not super strong. And you did get a hint of lactose and caramel. This one was a repurchase for me. I bought another one on Candle Day, and I also bought one post-holiday on the 75% off, because this is a good candle, and it burned really well. It burned fast. This was a hot burn. I don't know if it's the yellow wax that makes it burn hot, but I feel like it went quick. Okay, so I brought out the winter candle to show you how I empty those out, so I might as well go ahead and share that one. That is another empty I have from Bath&BodyWorks. Really cute label. I love the iridescent nature of this, how it just kind of creates these rainbows. It's got a cute little snowman on the front with some ice skates. The Christmas trees are really pretty, and it's beautiful when it's lit. It had this really pretty blue wax also, and the really fun peppermint swirl embossed lid. Even all those perks, I will not rebuy this candle. So the scent was nice. There's no scent notes on the bottom of this. I don't know where the label went. Okay, so the scent notes on this, I had to look them up because for some reason my label is gone. They are white woods, pine needles, sparkling clementine, and spiced cloves. So the scent was pleasant. I felt like it was a little heavy on the clementine and the clove. Good, but didn't match the wax color in my head. I would expect like an orange or something. The wax was really pretty. The smell was okay, but the burn quality was horrible. I think I got to about the halfway point and it started to dud out. I poured wax out at least 3 times and it continued to dud out. At one point, I just decided to hate burn it and let it go all day because I was just angry with it. So this is not a repurchase for me, one and done, unless they come out with a different wax and a different jar to make it burn better, or that has different wicks. Okay, so my next one from Bath&BodyWorks is Lavender and Pine. And this one I talked about in my other video about the strawberries and snowflakes candle. So it's the same series, similar label, except it's a purple label instead of a pink one. Also has the embossed lid with the snowflake. And this one is so pleasant. I think this was my favorite Christmas scent this year. The scent notes are freshly picked lavender, cedarwood bark, and frosted pine. And I know some people online had complained that the lavender didn't come through enough for them. I don't get a strong lavender scent myself, but I do feel like it's there. It just reads almost more like a sappiness. So you get the pine scent. The pine scent's pretty strong, and it's also what I would consider to be pretty bright and pretty like icy and fresh. And I feel like the lavender just kind of sweetens a little bit and helps to mellow it out. So while I don't get the kind of traditional floralness of it, I definitely get the sweetness of lavender and the earthiness. I do have 2 more of these in backstock. One I had bought at Candle Day. The other one I bought post-holiday because I randomly found one and was like, I'm getting that. I would have more of these if I could, but I can't find them anywhere. So if I see one during Summer Sass or this weekend when I go shopping, I will pick up another one because that one is amazing. Definitely one of my favorites. Okay, let me go grab my other case. I'll be right back. Okay, another one that I finished up from Goose Creek is the Espresso Cake Pop. Again, this is, I would say, one of my top 2 candles. This one and Marshmallow Snowcream really are in competition for top place, and I actually like to burn them together. Espresso Cake Pop has vanilla cake batter, warm chocolate cake, espresso beans, and vanilla frosting with sprinkles. And this one, to me, smells like raw chocolate cake batter. I get a hint of the espresso, like you would add espresso to chocolate cake to make the chocolate flavor richer, but I don't get a strong coffee scent from this. This one dudded out halfway through, but it did recover. It made its way back, and even if this candle does dud out, I'm buying more. I have 2 of these on back stock. I'm contemplating ordering another one just because I don't want to be without. I love this one, and you will hear more about this one along with the Nitro Cold Brew in my coffee review, because I found this looking for a coffee candle, but yet it's not coffee, sent it to me, and it's still my favorite, so it's a win. I have 2 White Barn candles from Bath&BodyWorks that I burned through in January. One of them is the Snowflakes and Citrus. This one has scent notes of juicy citrus, fresh spring water, and sweet mango. I really like this one. It's well balanced. I get the sweetness from the mango, the kind of tartness from the citrus, and the fresh spring water. I don't know if that's bergamot. It's definitely something kind of cool and maybe a little bit masculine, but it's just a really well balanced scent. I actually picked this up at the end of December. I found it at SAS. It was one of the, when they first put the candles on sale for $10.95. Snagged it. I hadn't seen it all season and thought, why don't I own this? So picked it up, and I'm glad I did. I ended up burning through the entire thing in January. The other White Barn candle that I got through is the Evergreen and Fir. It's a similar label, different color jar. This one has scent notes of white fir needles, fresh cedar wood, and sweet sap. And this one is just a solid pine scent to me. I don't know if I'll repurchase this one. I probably would repurchase the citrus, or Snowflakes and Citrus. That's on my SAS list, so next summer I'm going to look for that and see if anybody has it. But this one I'd probably pass on. I guess if I found it at 75% off, I might snag it, but there wasn't anything unique enough about it to motivate me to buy it again. There's so many good pine scents out there too. So that's all of my 3 wicks. And then I have a few single wicks that I got through. The first one is Magic in the Air. Got this one at SAS. Oh, I love this one. Scent notes are sparkling persimmon, white iris, and whipped vanilla bourbon. Just a really nice blend of earthiness with floralness. You get a little bit of the bourbon scent, sweetness from the vanilla. Burned pretty clean, and I didn't have any issues with the wick dudding out. So this one I have a backup of, and I will buy more if I find either the 3 wick, or if I find more of the single wick. I'm definitely going to pick up at least a couple more of those, because that one was a really pleasant scent. This one I've already reviewed or talked about in my other videos, so if you haven't watched that, check that out. I'll put a link to it in the description. This one's just a really clean, fresh scent that has really strong throw. And then my final single wick that I got through is Snowflakes and Cashmere. This one has scent notes of vanilla cashmere cream, caramel woods, and frosted clementine. It's just a super mild, the cashmere comes through really well. It's balanced nicely with the vanilla. And I don't get a really strong citrus, so that's one of the reasons I like it. It's got just kind of a hint of citrus. Have a backup of this one. Again, I would buy more. I really like this scent a lot. It's just super pleasant. And I burn these in my bathroom, so, you know, I kind of don't want them to be super strong, because I don't want them to kind of bleed into the downstairs and the upstairs in my split level condo. But this one does a good job of kind of containing itself in the single wick to the bathroom. And then the final empty I'm going to share with you and not recommend is the Yankee Candle Mini. This one is the lemon iced berry lemonade which the smell is nice, but like most Yankee candles, no throw. And I got this for free, actually, when I ordered my buy online, pick up in store, my Bopus from Yankee. They had a deal where you get one of these for free when you come to pick it up. And I'm glad I got this for free. I got 2 burns out of this. And it was like 2 3-hour burns. It's supposed to be a 10-hour candle. It did not last for 10 hours. It also had very little throw. And this is normally a $5 candle. I don't know why. This is basically a tea light, y'all. These are overpriced. Yankee, what are you doing? If this is free, sure, I'll take it. But there is no way I'm going to pay $5 for one of these mini candles. It's just a total ripoff. Especially when during SAS, right, I'm getting this for, what, $3-4? And it lasts a really long time. So I don't recommend these. Take them if they're free, but don't assume you'll get any sense of what the candle would actually smell like or that it will be all that useful for your space. That wraps up my Empties video. I hope you enjoyed insight into not only my January rotation, but also some of my uses for empty jars and kind of the way I think about utilizing wax and vibes for the month and finishing up candles from the previous month. And again, check out my video that I'm going to post tomorrow, which will reveal to you my February burn rotation and give you some insight into kind of the vibe I set for February candle burning. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to my channel. Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.